Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and have a very good day to my lecturer and my friends. Today I will present project process control and instrumentation. In this project, the group member are Wan Muhammad Zain Ali bin Abdul Salim, Muhammad Amir Asfar bin Muhammad Asri, and Azuddin Akmal bin Mafaralu. For the first part, I will present the introduction. Firstly, cheese is a dairy product derived from milk and produced in a wide range of flavors, texture in our company, and formed by coagulation of the milk protein casein. It comprises protein and fat from the milk from the action of the enzyme and bacteria. During the production, the milk is usually acidified, and adding the enzyme of ferment of bacteria enzyme with a similar activity that causes the milk protein, which is casein, to coagulate. The third one is, in cheese making, there are many stages involved, such as raw milk storage, pasteurization, curd manufacture, sorting, tanning, and others. The problem happen right now is caused by the new storage tank for storing the product and also for the high production of cheese. So, when the production of the cheese become higher, and our chemical plant is facing problem to store a product and also to produce a good quality cheese with a big production, then the tank is unable. When we replace the old plant with a new storage tank, but there are other problems that we face, which is the tank is unable to accommodate the number of the product produced, and reform must be made in the storage tank. So, what is the reforming that should be made for the storage tank? So the best way is we need a best settlement to control the variable and the control system between the PLC and DCS to be installed at the tank for the production process of the plant. So we have made the criteria that are really important to make sure the new storage tank is functioning for the big production and also for the improvement in cheese yield.
Assalamualaikum. So we move to the next part, which is the type of variables that are important in our new storage tank, which are temperature, pH, and salt concentration. As we know that in the process of making a cheese, the most part is by the addition of bacteria starter cultures. So these bacteria are living entities and do a specific job of consuming in a specific condition. Controlling temperature is important for two reasons. The first one is to keeping the bacteria alive in a wide temperature range, and the second one is to focusing on the productivity. Moving on to the second variable, which is pH. The pH variable is related with the acidity. So, why pH is important? pH level can have a dramatic effect on how well a cheese will melt. Acid development also serves as a safety measure, where more acid is developed, which is lowering the pH, making pathogens don't grow quickly. So, for the last variable that also important, which is the salt concentration. Salt has three major functions in cheese, which are acting as preservative for the flavor and the source of dietary sodium for controlling the blood pressure. Consequently, the salt level also influences the cheese flavor and aroma, texture properties, cooking performance, and the overall quality. I think that's all from me.
Next up, we will talk about the suitable instruments which will be attached to the PLC suitable for our storage tank. A pH sensor will be used in our storage tank to ensure the quality of the cheese is in best shape during fermentation. This pH sensor is able to detect hydrogen atoms in air without needing aqueous solution. And the pH sensor is durable so that it won't easily damage or malfunction during fermentation. A salinity sensor would be used to detect the presence and to calculate the salt content in the storage tank. The storage tank would have to be slightly humid in order for the salt content to be detected by the sensor. An infrared temperature sensor would be used in our storage tank because infrared temperature sensor is sensitive towards the slightest heat change and it is useful to allow the cheese to be fermented at optimal temperatures. For this problem, we would be using a PLC instead of a DCS because we would only need to control the storage tank and not a whole plant. PLC can be used for long-term process and this is suitable for our process which is storing fermenting cheese, which would not be requiring continuous operating during the fermentation process. Our parameters are only three, which is pH, salinity, and temperature, which is most suitable to be used by PLC.
We will end the presentation at the end of the slide. So that's all from us. Thank you.